What is up, YouTubers? Here we are back with episode number 2. And today's content will consist of us adding another ZR1 aero piece to the Venom Z06. Now, some of you may be wondering, what else could he possibly add? Well, some of my car enthusiasts and Corvette enthusiasts may have already guessed it. So today, I will be showing you guys how to install the ZR1 rear spoiler. Now, before we begin, I'd like to give a couple shout outs. One to Briggs Motorsports for finally getting the apparel out. We do have shirts in all sizes, so please, guys, girls, get your shirts. The second shout out is going to be to Corvette Mods. We appreciate you guys for providing us with the spoiler, and you guys are great customer service as well. Now, before we get started here, I'll tell you a little bit about the spoiler. So this is a non-drill spoiler, which means I won't be drilling any holes into the bumper. Why? Well, for two reasons. One, I wanted to save the bumper. And two, it's less work for the same look. And also, as you can see, I kind of did some minor test fitting. And it's also painted black, ready to go, so that way I don't have to take it to a paint shop and get that handled. So it's also a stress-free worry for myself. So guys, from this point forward, now that you have subscribed, you will be seeing me wear silly looking GoPro headset. Reason why I'm wearing that is so that you guys have a first-person view of actually everything that I'm doing. So that way you guys have a better view instead of some weird camera angle and everything else getting in the way. So first step, guys, is a big step, and I feel it's a step that a lot of people actually miss. What we're actually going to be doing is cleaning the surface, ridding it of any grease, dirt, contaminants, anything that can actually prohibit this spoiler from actually being applied to the surface here on the C6. So now we're ready for step 2. Step 2, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be installing the 2 interior taillights to gain access to the pre-existing Z06 spoiler, so that way we're able to take this one off and make place for the one Corvette Mods sent us here. So the difference between these two is this one is slightly mounted lower, so that way we're able to fit the spoiler on nice and snug over top to keep the third brake light in place. So the tools you'll be needing for the procedure here to at least take out the tail lights, you're going to be needing a T15, which is a Torx 15 screw that's sitting at the top of the tail lights here, mounted underneath. Going to be taking those apart so that way we can gain access to the pre-existing Z06 spoiler underneath, and that's going to be a separate set of tools, which I'll be explaining next. So now that we have these tail lights removed, we're going to reach through here, take the 10 millimeters that are holding this together. So we're going to use the same small ratchet here because it's pretty much the best thing that'll fit with the amount of room that we have in here. And we're also going to take a long 10 deep wall 10 millimeter socket. Okay, so I'm guessing from the factory these aren't on here pretty snug. I was able to break the first one, just able to screw it off. Just guys, be careful when you're unscrewing these that you don't drop it at the bottom of the bumper here. It can be hard to get out. So there it is, guys. Got the first one out. Small little retaining nut there, nothing too hard. So that's one of three. let's go get the rest. So one other thing I forgot to mention is that you have to unplug. You don't have to, but I did, just to kind of make it easier so that way when I'm pulling it up I don't yank on anything. Is unplug the light under here. You do have a space, some spaces where you can hang the wiring, so it's out of your way. It's not too hard to reach or anything like that. It's not going to dangle off into no man's land or where you'll never find it again. It's going to be in there, so just FYI. So now this next step here for the brake mount holder, I would call it, or the brake light holder, sorry, is now we have to take these 4 studs off and reapply them to the new one. So that way we are able to keep the brake light in place and we are actually able to secure this to the bumper. So that way we're able to apply the ZR1 spoiler. So guys, I was able to get the bolts off, get them reinstalled onto the new mount holder as well as the light. I will tell you guys to be careful when taking these out. I was able to use a pair of pliers just to kind of you know, make minor turns at a time, but definitely be careful when reinstalling. So now that we do have these out, we're definitely ready for reinstall into the bumper, so that way we are able to get the ZR1 spoiler in. So guys, I know you see it, it's not quite installed. Just doing some minor test fitting just to see how it fits, how it mounts, how it looks. So next what we're going to be doing is we're going to be prepping the 3M tape on the bottom half of the spoiler, so that way we're able to reapply. So guys, this is what prepping the 3M tape looks like. I just took some blue painter's tape, kind of took the 3M provided by Corvette mods, kind of peeled it up here on the corner so that way it kind of gives me a start. I did it pretty much on every end possible here, the sides and the inside there. So now we're ready to apply. Now that we have a clean surface, this is cleanly mounted. We do have the bolts now installed. We're ready to go. Give it a couple firm presses here so that way this thing doesn't come flying off on the freeway. But now as I'm tugging up, that 3M tape is applied. There's not a weak spot in here. Overall, I'm impressed.
Yeah. Look at what God made. I'm God.
And that's going to complete today's episode. I hope this video helped out my car enthusiasts as well as my Corvette enthusiasts. Please, guys, don't hesitate to subscribe. Content will be posted every Thursday, as we will be getting more creative with the mods. Brian here with Briggs Motorsports. See you guys.